Hello and welcome to another episode of Chris figuring things out while explaining them at the same time. No, actually, this is Learn Web3 with Colony. Um, even though it stands true, I am figuring things out while we're in this here together. So, where are we today? Let's get away with housekeeping. I just want everyone to know that we have this repository joincolony/learn-web3 where you can check out our preliminary schedule. I should probably, I feel like I refreshed that. Oh yeah, there we go. Today says 9 April 4th, that's today. Adding a database using Prisma. Just a quick heads up, you can watch past episodes on YouTube. We have a playlist here. The link to that is in the repository as well. Let me open up the view for you. Again, this is our repository. Learn Web3. Past episodes you will find here, and the schedule is here for you. Cool. What are we gonna do today? Today I want to look in adding persistent data to our service, because there's some stuff that we want to store that's not going to go on the blockchain because we don't really need it there. It's going to be just too expensive. So we're storing it on a database. And I saw somewhere that Prisma is a good choice for a Next.js application. So this is what we want to do today. Let's look into it. I opened up the docs here for Prisma. I have not done any of this so far because I want to go through through that with you, so you can follow along and take part in my suffering. Maybe, maybe not. Also, and share the successes that we might have. So yeah, let's dive right in, I guess. we're just gonna follow this quick start guide with some minor adjustments, I think, because we have a bunch of things already set up. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We are in our beautiful repository. Colony missions is the folder that we have our app in, our Next.js app. There is the possibility to start a dev server, npm run dev. Let's see if that works. Okay. Let's see if that starts. Yeah, I feel like this is where we left off last time. We are logged in here. Yeah. We have the beautiful nav bar here. That is very funky. Yeah, this is what we did. We did like some nice refreshments here in terms of design. Let me just quickly show you the app itself. For that, I think we don't need to connect, but let me do it anyways. Connecting to MetaMask here, and usually you might want to have a nice index page here. But what we can do now is go to missions and then for a colony. And you can see here that we have, what's this? Title notes can only have text notes as children. Yeah, we fixed that. We already have some missions here. These are right now hard-coded, so we will actually take those from the database. You can see here that we have another page for a specific mission. This is going to be replaced by the ID of the mission in the database. Yeah, this is pretty much it. And we have two forms. I think we can say create. This will create a new mission for our colony. And we have another form for apply. So that's that. So I really hate when there's errors in the console, so let's try to fix them first. I hope that won't take too long. Where do we go? Title. Oh. Yeah, it seems somehow in the title there. I don't know why. Okay, no, we cannot fix that. I don't know why. It seems in the title here we get anything else than a string for some reason. Can't really say why exactly that's happening. I think I deferred that last time, and I'm not gonna handle this time either, because I feel like this is just a stupid error message. We can fix that when we're polishing the whole thing. So we have two forms. We have one for creating a mission, we have one for applying, and then we have a couple of pages where we actually show these things. Okay, let's get started with the tutorial here, with the quick start thing. First thing we want to do is install it. So what we already have is TypeScript. We don't need TS Node because we're working on Next.js that does that automatically for us, and we also don't need a types node. I think we will see if we need them later. For now, let's just directly. Oh yeah, TypeScript we also don't need to initialize because that's already taken care of as well. So let's just start with installing Prisma. And then initializing that with our favorite data source provider. That's the cool thing about Prisma. You can just plug it into different kind of data source providers. So you can have a relational database like Postgres, SQL, or MySQL, or I don't know what. In this case, SQLite. Or you can also have non-relational databases like MongoDB running. And you basically have very similar models or the same models. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So in this case, we're just gonna run with SQLite because that's the easiest way for now. Later on, we can move to a more sophisticated database, I assume. I think we can probably migrate. I feel like this is probably a thing. We figure it out. So let's do npx prisma init data source provider SQLite. Okay, so what information do we have here? Set the database URL in the .env file. Let's see what we have in there. Yeah, that there's already, this could be like a file that is being created. For now, I think that's totally fine. And let's maybe follow this stuff. This seems to be something for when you already have a database. so we're not doing that. I think I'm happy with this config already. Let's just keep it like this. Okay. Let's model our schema. So this is going to be a little bit more interesting. And to be honest, I haven't thought about it too much. Let's do the thinking together. What's the thought process behind this? What do we have? We have a model called a mission. We have a user. I mean, they are basically proposing we should add users here, but I don't see the point currently of adding user data as because we are not really storing user metadata. Let's not do that for now. We can always add it later if we wanted to, but the first data structure, the first model that we really want to have is a mission. And then we want to create one, we want to apply for one, we want to show them that that's basically the only thing that we really want to do. So we're going to do that. And for a mission, what does it need? Like, let's take a look in our Figma. Okay, I see. Yeah, how do we set it up? Model mission, just call it mission, and then probably want to have an ID for it. And I think I'm just gonna copy this here for now. Feels like it's not really super important for now. It has a title, which is probably going to be a string. It has, what else does it have? It has a bounty, which is important. That is presumably a number. How do I do numbers? I don't know. Number? Will that be a thing? Let's do a string. It's going to be a big number anyways, so a string will always work. And what else do we have? We have a description. String. And we have, oh, we have applicants. So there is sort of a list of users. Well, for now, I think I just want to put a list of addresses. Yeah, I'm just going to put it in a list of wallet addresses. How do you do a list? Okay. So it's a string array, sort of. Right. I guess we learn that later how to add something there. Actually, let's do it a little bit different. Let's do a user model, but a very simple one. So just that we can take advantage of the database enforcement things. For example, for them to have a unique wallet address and things like that, so that we at least have these checks in place. So let's do that as well. For the ID, don't care too much about that. And this, put in an address. Oh, we can store int as an integer. Yeah, maybe let's do that for bounty. Let's try that. So first of all, address is a string and definitely unique. Oh wow, it can be a list of primitive types. Okay, I mean we will I see. Okay, this LSP server being very, very helpful. Do you see what just happened? Let's just reverse this. So it says, okay, error validating field applicants and model mission. The relation field applicants on model mission is missing, and opposing relation field on model user. Because we're in a relational database, we have to give it a connection. So we have to give it an ID. We have to but it's not necessarily what we want, right? This is definitely not what we want. Because a user doesn't have, it's not a one-to-one relationship. So I don't really know how we get that. I mean, they have it here. I guess we will have to well, I don't know. I guess we have to find out together how to do a one-to-many relationship. But this is quite nice. It still gives us a hint here saying, hey, that's not possible in your model. That's very helpful. So here we see that a user can have multiple posts. Do we need to put it do we have to get it emissions? You know what, let's just look it up. Okay, so we have a model user. It has a post array. Multi-field relations. No, we don't really need that. I kind of want to do exactly this. Right, I want to have I kind of want to have a user that is a list of, I want to have a list of users in a mission. If I do that, then it does create some crazy stuff here, which I don't want. Because this seems like user can have only one mission. That's not the case. Is that a many-to-many thing? No, not really. Categories on posts. I'm sorry, I feel like this can't be that hard. I just want to store a list of IDs. Actually, I'm fine with just storing a list of strings, but that lets us not do that either. I just want to do that. To be honest, I feel like this is a one-too-many thing. We have one mission and there's multiple users that can be in there. But that's not what I want. Because then I have to store a mission in a user. Except I store missions here as well as a mission list. Then it's some sort of applicants user. Oh wow, lets me do that. Huh, okay. It's not complaining here. That's fine. Okay, cool. So I feel like this is probably maybe many thing, because we have multiple missions that can be in, users can apply to multiple missions and multiple users can be in a mission. It's unclear to me. It's not the same as this. Do I have to specify a relation here? If I say relation, I don't know, fields. No, to be honest, it doesn't feel like that. Let's just do it like this and hope for the best. And maybe get to it later if you see that it's problematic. Let's do that. Okay, we said the bounty can be a string. We have a description. We have applicants. Oh, I just see that we have the application as a model, as an entity, because we also store an extra field here, why me. So that makes things a lot more complicated, I feel like. Let's say model application. Users is user ID. This is the relation that we can actually where we can actually use that for. For example, here we can say, just do what they say there. User is a user, relation, fields. Excuse me. User ID, references, ID. And user ID int. And we also get the ID here. Look at the formatting, it's beautiful. Furthermore, so this is the application is where we connect the mission and the user. Maybe this is how we should have done it. We should have done it in the first place. I'm very rusty with relational databases, so please excuse me and bear with me here. Mission is a mission with the same relation fields, mission ID, references, ID, and then we have mission ID is int, can remove that, remove that, applications, here also applications. So this wasn't too hard. This looks much better now. This looks like something that was purposefully created. Now we have these relations. So a mission can have multiple applications, as a user can have multiple applications, and now we are explicitly referencing the user in an application and also the mission in an application. Wow, this is much more complicated than I initially thought, but it's fine. Let's roll with it. And the application has also a y_me, which is a string, right? The application is the y_me is kind of this text box here. So that's cool. I'm happy with this so far. Except that I think we might need a colony model, because there needs to be, actually no, we can just save this in the mission. We just say our colony, and that is a string, which is basically the colony address, right? Yeah, that's totally fine. So then we can just basically say, okay, give me all the missions with colony address that, and then it will just do that. So we don't need a model for colonies, really. Cool, I guess. Now, what did they say? They said, do not check in the .n file. Add it to your git ignore. Oh, look at that, it's already in here. I think, let's just add it here. Get status. There we go. So why is there a test Prisma? npm run dev. Cool. So we have a schema that I'm quite happy with so far. I hope nothing is missing. We have bounty, we have mission description, we have the applicants, we have the applications basically. The title, bounty, mission description, yeah. Why me? It should be fine. Should be fine. Okay, let's continue following this tutorial. Run a migration to create a database tables with Prisma Migrate. Happy to. npx Prisma Migrate dev name init. Init is probably the name of the migration. Creates a new SQL migration file, runs the SQL migration database because the statement didn't exist before. The command blah blah blah. Okay, it creates the DB file. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay, it's doing stuff. Generated Prisma client. Wow, it kind of mangles the client into the node modules. That's weird. Okay, it's fine. Let's just hope it works. Okay. Pages, missions, index. Wait a second. Pages, missions, address, index. So this is basically missions for one colony. And that is to say, we can say, oh, I forgot. What was it again? The Prisma homepage had a beautiful example. Prisma next. Yes. And there was like, get static props. This is what we wanted to do. Export async function, get static props. Not static, sorry, server-side props. Static is the ones that are created on compilation. Server-side props. Please bear with me today. It's been a long day. Get server-side props. Async. Okay, now we can say const missions equals, wait a second, how do I get the Prisma client? Here we have Prisma. I think it's just a matter of doing this. Let's do it here for now. We can do it somewhere else later on. More central location, I would say. And then we do whatever they say here. Prisma dot Oh, look at that. Example usage. That is so cool. Look at that. I forgot how to scroll in this. Oh yeah, like this. I think it's BF. Yes, perfect. Look at that. Prisma mission find many. I love it. That's really cool. Find many. That's exactly what we want to do. And we have to await this. Zweite Hause bangs async. Cool. And const, and then we just. What is missions? Is this like? This is TypeScript. That means it's probably an array of missions. That is very beautiful that everything is TypeScript and integrated and typed. Now you can say return props missions. Isn't that cool? And here we can say missions. And so what I'm hoping is that I can just get mission from, oh wow, look at that. I can just get mission, my mission type from the client because it's auto-generated. Yeah, such a good idea. I like it. Cool. So we have the mission here. Missions are missions. And now I could just have missions in here. And then I could basically say oh, you know what? We forgot something. We forgot that a mission can have a state of done and not done. We'll add that later. Let's just focus on this here. Let's just keep our template for now because this is the hard-coded stuff. What I want to do is missions dot map mission, and then we can say li mission dot title, and somewhere we have to close the li, probably here, and then we have to close the ul, probably here. And oh yeah, we want the key. React always wants a key, and that could just be the mission ID because it's unique. So there we go. Now there won't be any missions for now. You can just say actual missions. There won't be any because the database doesn't contain any missions yet. I feel like it's also going to be easier to do the migration now before we actually add data, because otherwise we have to mess with that. So let's do migration. And actually, I think we need two more fields. We need not only applicants, we need owner. That is a string which is optional. I think that's a thing. Or with owner. No, owner is a bad word. Let's say worker. And then we have done, which is a Boolean. I don't know if Boolean is a thing. Okay, cool. So worker, there we put the worker address, and done is basically the field for when it's done. How can we do future migrations? I don't know. Can we just run it again because we didn't add any data? Let's try. I think it added another migration. Yeah, now both are called init, but we don't care about that. Okay, cool. Now we have the fields that we need. Cool. Shall we just try to open this page and see what happens? Okay, we just have the title stuff again, which is very annoying. Let me see, is that in, it says document. Always trying to fix this. Yeah, it's, I don't know where it is. It's fine, we'll just live with it. So, actual missions, as you can see, there's nothing here. Cool. To actually get a mission in there, we need to create it. And that's where we can use Prisma to do that for us. We just go to the missions creation form, and then we create that mission from that form and hope that it will show up there. Let's use an actual colony address. We have this beautiful dev demo colony here. We can just use this address. It should work. And boop, boop, boop. Where were we? This, and then we can just say this. Okay, now we have a proper colony in here. Cool. And then we go to the URL that and create new mission. We wanted to I think this is still guarded by is admin? Yes. So user is admin for that colony. That is still true. You know, what I just realized is that a user can definitely be admin of more than one colony. Now we just have it randomly accessing, I don't know what exactly. Let's see in our API what we have in there. So we hard-coded this development address. It's fine. So if we are just using that colony for now, it's fine. But later on, we definitely have to store the admin status of a user in different colonies. But yeah, we have it hard-coded in here. It's fine. We deal with that later. Let me maybe make a note. Fix me. Definitely do not hard code this. Otherwise, it'll only work with one colony. Okay, that's fine. So we have our unsubmit function here. Now's the time where we actually pull out the Prisma client here and put it somewhere more accessible. Let's put it into, let's see, what do we have? I guess here's probably a good idea. Oh, pages, wait, no, maybe here's a good idea. Prisma TS. Import Prisma client, oops, and then export default new Prisma client. Sorry. Once Prisma equals export. Actually, you can do it like this. Export Prisma. I think that's fine. And then we can do it here. We can import it here. Import Prisma. Oh, look at that. That's nice. We can also export everything else, because then we get access to our then we get access to our types here, which is nice. So we can do it like this. Pretty cool. Yeah. So we can do that also in create. And then in the onSubmit function, so we're not doing any form verification or form validation here for now. We just want to get this to work. All of the polishing we can do later. Yeah, I know I always say that, but I mean, let's focus on the stuff that you care about, right? How do we create one? There was some code here somewhere. There we go. OnSubmit is an async function. And we can say const user equals mission await Prisma awaitee mission create data name. No, what do we say? Title. It's so nice when everything is typed. Title is going to be data.title. Bounty is going to be parse int data.bounty. Really, parse int? Parse int. Should it be an integer? Actually, no. We're going back and forth here, but that's just how it is. So let's get back to our schema and just make the bounty a string. It's just going to be much easier to skip that and make a new migration bounty string. Oh, I just typed bounty string. It's fine. No one cares. So we don't do parseInt, we just do data.bounty. Pop, pop. It still thinks that it's a string. It still thinks it's a number. Let's close this. Run this again. It seems it didn't have the migration loaded. Yeah, now seems to be fine. Okay, bounty string. What else do we need? It's missing the following properties from type mission create input. Yeah, okay. No colony, we know what we put in there, right? We just hardcode our colony here. Actually, let's just put address. It's fine. It's our from our router query. If we can say if address alert, I do not have colony address. And throw new error colony address. So then not TypeScript. String or string array. Okay. Our address array is array address. Yeah. If it's an array for some reason, I don't know. TypeScript sometimes complains about shit. Okay, so colony is the address. What else is missing? So nice with the typing. Description, easy. That we have in data.description. And what else? Done. Oh yeah, definitely not, because we just created it, right? False. Yeah, I don't know if we actually need the mission here. We don't want to put that anywhere at the moment. We just want to clear the form and be done with it. Right? Okay. So TypeScript said it's fine. Then let's see if it is fine. Runtime error. Slowdown is unable to run in the browser. Yes. Classic. I'm not used to this yet. So obviously it doesn't work because we're doing stuff on the client that's supposed to be done on the browser. Sorry, on the server. So we have to have an API route. We have to do this properly. Obviously this won't work just like that. Are we crazy? This is not media. So let's do it properly. Let's do it. This is very tempting. It's very tempting to just write everything on like whatever and don't care, not care, but this is not how it works. Because we don't want to do validation and everything, all of this stuff. Where would we otherwise do it? We just don't want to write it directly to our database. What is happening? Why are we? What are we even doing? So, mission.ts. This is our mission handler. Pretty nice. Yeah, and is user admin is definitely a function that we want to use here as well. So let's go into our colony and actually to our colony abstraction here and actually export it from here so that we can just use it in multiple files. Right? Much easier. Pretty cool. So now we can just say import is user admin. So we're still in our missions file. So, and then we want to say if there was a post, we can just parse the body. We could just get the body as JSON here. So that's pretty cool. We don't need to do any of this. And here we can just say mission is request body. I would actually wish I could type that, right? That would be nice. So here we just have next API route, any. So we're kind of lost here when it comes to typing. We can just hope that the user is giving us the right stuff. Cool. So what are we doing now? We basically do whatever we did in the other side, thing here, where we just say, oh well, this is not something we can do here. Sure not. And we can say import Prisma from at Prisma. And then we can, oops, paste, no. Get this out of the way and add it here. No, sorry, not here. Definitely not here, but here. Cool. Now we have mission request body. Can I say that it's a no? I would just. I just want to tell it that it's a mission. And then you can basically make use of the typing here, right? And you can say if is user admin, throw new error. User is not. Cool, right? Address is a string. And here we just can say mission.title, mission.bounty, mission description. That we don't need. Cool, and we have our post handler. And now we go to our login page, because this is where, no, where's our, is it connect? No, it's actually a component, login component. There we go. I just want to copy our JSON fetch code here so that we just can use it in our create form, right? So paste it here. And the body is address, mission, and there we have how did that work again? Data and and that's basically it. Mission is data. It's fine. It'll be fine. And API mission. Right. And we can do try. Do that. Just wrapping it in a try catch so that we can alert there was an error. It's not very nice UI, but you know, we just want to get this running for now. And again, we will deal with that later. So console error, so we do a console error, that's fine. We send the address and the mission, right? So address and mission, data. Title, bounty, description. That's all fine and dandy. And then we have our mission API page where we have title, bounty, description. Our done is basically false. I feel like there's probably a much better way to generate these API handlers as opposed to just always doing it by hand. I feel like there's probably a code generator for that, but for now, let's just do it by hand. We don't have many. Yeah, that's basically it. We don't have to restart the server. I think everything is just fine. Let's create a new mission, see what we get. Foo 500 bar. Okay, so that didn't give us an error. Just reset it, that's fine. That didn't give us anything. I guess let's just go to the colony overview page and see if it's... Oh wow, look at that. There's our foo mission. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's nice. Cool. So now we can work on everything else. We have a way to create missions. And the application process will basically be very, very similar, except that we're not checking whether a user is an admin. That's fine. We're just checking whether they're logged in. So that's good. And yeah. Now, I guess let's create a mission page because we have the ability already in here. We can just say we want to link to that. That's totally possible, right? We can go to our overview page. I can find it. Missions address index. No. ID index. And here we can do what we wanted to get, what we wanted to do earlier. No, actually, let's see. Here, get server-side props. And there we can say, so be like, this is on the server side now. Yeah, it is on the server side now. It is confusing. So import Prisma, and here we can say find unique, I guess. And then how do I do it? Just ID. Where? Ah, look, that's an example. Provide filter here. That's nice. Where ID equals request. Do we know what that is? No. No TypeScript whatsoever. Let's see where in Next.js we get Next.js request object. Request body, request query string. There we go. Oh no. I'm just gonna guess. Because we are in ID, so we have a request query ID. I hope and there will just be one mission. So I'm getting this ID. If Next.js has a consistent API, this will probably be where I will look for it. And then we have in props, mission is a mission. You can just import directly, which is nice. And here we have our mission again. And now that's really cool. The user we don't need. But here we can say colony mission. And then we say mission.title. Here we just say mission.title in our header. Then we have address apply. Yeah, that's fine. Bounty, and then here we have mission.bounty description. Let's remove all of that. And we can just put in mission.description. And then applicants, I'm not so sure because I don't have this field now. I guess what I need to do is get the applications for this mission. Yeah. That's totally cool. We can do that. But we do that separately. So let's do it like this and keep the applicants like this, just to see whether it's actually working how we expect it is working. Very beautiful. Cool. Now we want to link to it. That we are doing here. Let me just reformat that a little bit so that we can actually see what's going on. Pop. Yes. Okay, that looks better. There we go. And we missions address. I'm just copying whatever's up there, address, and then actually mission.id. Not sure what you mean. Oh yeah, we have to close the link as well. And we have some I messed up somewhere here. And now we can click it. And we're, okay, cannot be properties undefined. Okay, because query is apparently not a thing. Oh, my dear, next. Let me see. We had an example, I think, in this. No, it's just request headers. Get server side props request. So where is, I just want to have some documentation on this request object. API reference. Okay, we have params there. Okay, nice. That's good. So we have params here. And then apparently, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I can actually remove this. Actually, no. We want to do the following, right? You want to have colony and then params here, params dot address. Let's hope this works. Yeah, this seems to have worked. So that means we can also use it in the other one, which is here, params, and then we can say params ID. It's not really consistent, but it's fine. So that means I should be able to click it now. Oh, come on. Yes, I'm sorry. Let's parse this string. There we go. Foo, bounty 500, description bar, and there we go. Applicants. Yeah, we'll fix that later. Okay. This is looking good. Let's continue. Now we can actually remove this actual missions thing. We have missions for colony. Let's go back. Missions for colony, foo. Nice. Oh, actually, let's keep this one thing. I will keep it with the text decoration line through, just for later. Cool. Isn't that nice? Let's remove. I think we don't need this here. Cool. Now we can navigate to a mission, and we could let's fix the applicants now. This is going to be interesting. So now, because we need to do more, right? We need to here not only get the mission, but we also need to get applications await Prisma application find many with where mission ID, and then again parse int because it wants an integer, not a string. Params ID. Right? And then we can say mission and applications. So far so good. Nothing came out yet. But here we can just say again, let's copy this really quick. I can paste it here. And then we can, up here we can get applications, and that is application array. Now we can say here applications, that we get out the props. Yes, sorry, we are on it. And I can say here applications map, application, application ID, and then we have missions address. We don't really have a page for that yet. Interesting. I think. Yeah, we don't have an application view page. Huh. That's fine. You can do it later. And application user ID. User ID. I actually want the user address. So that means we need to resolve that somehow. But I think this is something for next time. It's getting late here. I just want to finish this real quick, and maybe also the applications root. Yeah, let's do the applications root, applications form, and then we call it a day. Then it's been a 2-hour stream, I think, roughly. So that's probably fine then. Cool. So we're also getting the applications here. And we can see there's no one right now because we haven't created any. That's cool. Let's copy this and go to the apply page. And there we want to get the mission again, because I think, yeah, we want to have some sort of mission description again there or something. And here we just return the mob props mission. Params. And we import Prisma again. So it says ID could be one of those. Let's do it like this. type of params.id doesn't equal string. Definitely there we go. Just a check for TypeScript to be happy. So now we have in apply, we can also see the mission. Apply for mission. And then we can, here, we have our mission. Let's just quickly give it a type here. And here we have apply for mission, and then we just do put in mission.title. There we go. That's all we needed. And this is still the old title, apply for mission.title. Cool. Now we don't need that anymore. Nice, we don't need that anymore. Cool. And now we need our API route. Last thing for today. We'll just make it easy for us. We just do it here. We cannot use an HTTP verb here, I think. So what I'm gonna do is just create a new route for application. Just do the same thing. Where are we? API application.ts, paste everything in. Oh, wait a second, what's happening here? I think this is a mistake. Let's go there again, alt mission route. So user is admin we have here, and we actually give it a colony address and the user address. And here we're just checking. Wow, this is also a typo. Admin. Oh, come on, really? Is user admin. Okay, and then we need to say also this is async. There is so much wrong with this. Const user is admin, wait is user admin, request user address, I think. I deleted it. Who would know? Let me see. Old repository, never lies. Pages, API. Oh, that would be request session. This is what we need. Okay, so is user admin, colony address, user address. And this is address. And this is that. Request session address. And let's say if this session does not exist, throw new error, user is not logged in. So there we go. If user is admin. Wow, there was so much wrong with this. But here we go. Now we can just use the same. Let's test it first, because we really made a lot of yeah, we paste in the colony address again. Missions. That's what we're looking for. And we're looking for going to create. It allows us to do that. Bar 200 best create. So that didn't work. Oh, wait, it did. It just took a long time to check whether the user is admin, which makes sense, right? So we can go back, and then we have a bar mission here. Beautiful. That's nice. We also have to adjust the token, but we'll do that later as well. Cool. Now we can use that and put that into our applications thing. Now we know that this works. And here we don't need to check whether the user is admin at all, only if the user is logged in. And just check for the address here, because this is what we actually need. So now we can say, let's remove all of this, Prisma.application create data. So now it tells us what do we need. It doesn't say. Let's look at our schema. We need a user ID, mission ID, and YME. User ID is... Oh, do we have a user ID? We do not, right? We have to get it first. So await const user equals Prisma user dot find unique where address is request user, no, request session SIWE address. There we go. And user dot stop. We need to await this. And if user throw new error, user not found. User dot ID. Does it tell us now? Yes. Mission ID, that we know, that is mission. Dot ID and why me. So we do it differently. Address we don't need. We don't pass the whole mission. Let's see what we actually get here. We have why me, which is a string, and we have the mission ID. It's also which is number. Mission ID why me. Right. So this is what we get as the request body. We just have to remember that we actually sent the right data here. So users, I mean, we don't need the mission type here at all. But apart from that, we are fine. So that's what we do. Prisma application create data, user ID, mission ID, why me. This is containing all of the data that we need to have here. Cool. Now let's send the data that we need. Let's just copy this. And add it to our apply. So on submit, just paste it here, and then we also copy our fetch. No, why not copy everything? Oops. Why not copy everything? Okay, async body JSON stringify. We send it to application. We stringify mission ID and why me. Why me? Register. Why me? All right. Let me type that out. Mission ID I know is mission.id, and why me is data.whyme. Okay, we're doing it. Let's go to foo, apply, why me, because I can do it. Apply. It reset, so that means there was no error. Now let's go back. We don't see applicants. Why not? Well, that is sad. I thought we added it. Apply. No, application. So we have Prisma application create data, user ID, mission ID, YME. I forgot which one we applied. Doesn't matter, but both don't have any. Well, that's not great, is it? Let's see how the applicant's code actually looks like. ID, so there's one. Applicants, no. Mission ID is one. Okay. Let's just remove all of this. So I think that probably means that we cannot see any means that there are no applications in the database. Why not? Let's see if we can see anything in network when we say apply. Okay, false. Well, that's something, right? We just don't see the error. But that can be changed. Hi. Error is no error. Hi. User not found. Well, that's something. This is a very good point. We don't have the user registered yet. We don't have the user in the database. That's why they're not found. I am not in the database. So what we can do is that we just add the user when they are connecting for the first time, or let's say when they're not yet in the database, we just add them, which is totally fine. So let's go to verify. This is basically our login scheme. And here we have the handler, and we can basically say import Prisma. A lot of stupid mistakes today. Please bear with me. Request session save. So this is where everything's fine. Here we can say user equals, or we can just use the same thing. We can just use that and say, okay, let's see whether the user is actually fields.address. Whether the user is actually in the database. So the user can be user or null. That's nice. So that we can say if user doesn't exist, it means they don't exist in the database. We can say await prisma.user.create. And then we say data address fields.address. I think that's all we need. Let's look at our schema real quick. Yeah, totally fine. So if user doesn't exist, we create the user in our login schema with the address. And so we have connected the user ID with the Prisma, with the user's address. And now it's just a matter of logging in again, I hope. Log out. Then we connect to MetaMask. We are connected to MetaMask. Then let's clear this up and log in. Now we do our MetaMask sign in with Ethereum thing again. Verify equals 2. So that happened, and probably now the user is in the database. That means we can go back here to our missions for the colony. Go here and still, oh no, because the application didn't work out. Apply again here. Let's watch the network. Testing, apply. And now, okay, true. Colony missions, shit, I'm sorry. And here we see, we have one application. We cannot click it because we don't have the page yet, but this is where we wanted to go. We have the applicants, and this is just the user ID. Eventually, I want there to be the user's address, or I mean, in the very best case, it would be the username, obviously, but user address would be nice, and that means we have to kind of connect the data and do some weird table join. I think this is what it like essentially is. We look that up later at another point. For now, I am pretty happy with this. We can see. Oh, one thing I wanted to do is actually, I mean, when I can still do it, but it's fine for now. So missions are colony. We see we have auto missions. We can apply. We see the applicants here, and what we cannot do yet is edit a mission. I don't think we have a page for that, actually. So we can basically say, just copy this one, and I want to copy the whole thing. Copy the whole thing. Sometimes it's just very annoying. Okay. Please don't just let me drag this away once. You can see I'm not very well versed with FigJam. Move that, we don't need that anymore. And move this here. And this is colony address, ID, and edit. That's kind of the mission that we're editing. And then we can also go do that and say colony address ID, and then we can say applications. And then we see a bunch of applications here. Applications for mission. Oh, no, sorry, application. And then we have like a why me field here created by the user, where they explain why they should be doing the mission. Oh yeah, so we have yeah, I guess it's fine. Oops. Application, and then it's application ID, mission ID, and then we have the application ID. Okay, so users can review an application, and then they can say, like admins can say, should be visible admins. Admins can say, confirm or something like that, right? So to basically give them the application or give them the mission. Okay. These are 2 more pages that we need to create. Next time, this is going to be edit, right? But so far we're quite far in here. Nice. Anything else? Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to do is just for the fun of it, we have a main page, which is I guess this one, missions within our colonies is called, and that's this page. And here we can basically also get just all of the missions here, right? Missions within our content. Wait, where are we? Pages, missions, index. This is where I wanted to go. Get some set props. And we don't have params. We just find all of them. Import Prisma. Prisma and I don't know, mission. Yeah. And then the props, we have missions, a mission array, and then we have this in here, and then we can do what we did before. Basically here, paste this in. And this would be mission.colony, and then it doesn't work. Why is it not even a thing? Huh. Just to reload fixed things. So now I can see missions within all colonies. Isn't that nice? Okay, this was a bumpy ride, but I hope you enjoyed it so far. So what do? We can see missions within all colonies. Then we can click one and we can basically say, okay, this is the mission. Let me see all the ones for this colony. Oops, let me get it here. And then we have these two. We can apply for them. We can say, yes, apply. You can go back to the mission and we say our application. We won't be able to see it because we don't have a page for it yet. But we can always go back and go to the other mission and see basically everything. So this was kind of expected. So that's nice. I mean, I think we got a lot done here in 2 hours. We attached a database. We activated the fully fledged ORM. We actually made some API routes, created 2 of them to create emissions and apply for one. And we did all of the page data loading. I think this is this is a lot. It's a lot in 2 hours, so it's pretty good. Next time we continue with the 2 missing pages and see what else we can fix. I brushed over a lot of things today, so let's clean up next time and hopefully make it all a little bit less bumpy and error prone. But yeah, that's it for today. As always, let me know if you have any questions or comments. Thanks for joining, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.